What's up? It's Bruce Hill, New Skills, New You. I'm actually headed to a conference right now, and I'm like, what do you do with the extra time you have? I think a lot of times when I listen to the radio, listen to music, podcasts are pretty popular these days. I had an audiobook on, and I was listening to this audiobook my friend recommended, and he was talking about how he practiced his craft 8, 10, 12 hours a day. And I immediately let the chapter finish, turned it off, and I turned on this video. Because what I see over and over again is people will try something, and if they're not good at it the first time, they'll stop. And that's cool, I guess, if you never want to be great. But what I've seen, the people that achieve a level of success, greatness, mastery, whatever you want to call it, are the ones that tried more times. And sure, there's people that learn a little faster and catch on to things a little more quickly. I'm not ignoring that. But those aren't the ones that go the farthest. It's the ones that try those extra times that end up being most successful in the long run. And that's where I was like, man, I got to start recording videos more often. Whether you want to call it a Sales in the Car podcast, really don't care. There's always an opportunity to perfect what you do. And this is where people run into trouble with sales. So if you don't know, I'm Bruce Hill, New Skills, New You. I make sales simple, helping coaches, speakers, consultants hear yes more often without sounding salesy. Just stop wasting time talking to your ideal customer and hearing everything but yes, so that they can grow their revenue and grow their business. And how I got here was completely by accident. I'll tell you that story in a second. What I realized is there's so many opportunities to practice, and you can benefit from my practice, because I'll tell you the things that I learned along the way, and you can fast track your success. There's no shortcuts, but instead of blazing a new trail, follow the path that's already been created, right? Go on the road that's already paved so you can get there faster and smoother. And that's where people run into trouble with sales. They first of all let's say things like, oh, I'm not a salesperson, I don't want to be pushy, I'm not greedy, oh, my least favorite, oh, I don't do it for the money, I just want to give back. That one always aggravates me, because how many more people can you help? How many people can you support? How many more lives can you change? You had a little extra money, right? You have $1, you can give it to one person. But if you have $100, you can change that one person's life more significantly, right? But if you had $100,000, now you can start a nonprofit and do whatever it is you just want to give back. But don't get me started. That's not what this is about. First of all, they talk themselves out of it. They think sales is a bad thing. And sales in its purest form is service. You are searching for and finding solutions to problems. And what's really beautiful is you're not pushy. If you go to someone with a problem and offer to solve it, you're not being pushy. You're not being selfish. They'll probably be mad you took so long to get there. Like, yo, where have you been? I've been dealing with this problem for way too long. And sometimes it takes a little education. Like, wow, I didn't know there was a better way to do this. I didn't know there was an easier way to do this. I didn't know there was a faster way to do this. And that's where I believe sales, it truly is a service. And I can feel good about that. I can sleep well at night. The next thing I see is people don't practice. They start a business, maybe they have aspirations to be an entrepreneur. Maybe it's building a career, a corporate climber, and they're trying to influence leadership, influence the team around them, which is sales, right? But when those people don't recognize their value, they incorrectly assume they don't have any value. someone else's value or opinion of you does not reflect your actual value. You get to decide that, which is a beautiful place to be. And that's the next one on the list is rejection. People feel that, I don't know, scared of rejection, uncomfortable by rejection, and they interpret it as, oh, they rejected me, there's something wrong with me. Which is, it's a sad way to live. It's not a great way to think about it. Because if you spend your whole life waiting for other people to approve of you, you'll never achieve any level of greatness in your own life, because you're waiting for permission from other people's lives. So let's go back to the beginning. They think sales is a bad thing when truly sales is a service. They never practice, so they never become great, and they're scared of rejection, not realizing that rejection is feedback on how well they communicated, and is not a reflection of their identity or self-worth or somehow their inherent value. People take rejection personally, and I understand it's easy to do, but stop doing it. And then last but not least, and this is for me, you do practice, you do try more times than the average person, and you reach some level of skill and proficiency at whatever it is you do. Whether it's a sales trainer, whether you're a photographer or videographer, whether you're a costume designer, whatever it is, you're a barber. But they never learn how to run a business. And this is, I say this all the time. People good at baking pies aren't necessarily good at running a bakery. Shout out to Michael Gerber and his books on small business. And that's my area of improvement. I've got to work on running a business. I really, when it comes to sales training, I got you. When it comes to sales processes, sure. Sales enablement, let's go. Sales operations, piece of cake. But running a business is my area of opportunity. Because once selling is only this much of the whole big picture. Once you get the client to say, yes, I want to get rid of this problem, I'm trusting you to help me, you got to fulfill it. You got to take care of the client. There's client onboarding, and then you got to take that revenue. If you don't have an accountant, get an accountant. There's so many things that go more to a business than just making money. That's something I'm learning. But on the flip side, you don't have much of a business if you're not making money. And that's why I love sales. You can take any business, and if it has revenue, it's successful. It may not be running smoothly. You may not have a website, name, trademark, logo, whatever. But if you have customers, you have a business. And so what I've discovered, instead of jumping through hoops for grants or begging for a loan from the bank, let's just solve problems for our ideal client, and they pay us. And you can, I don't know if that's called bootstrapping, but you create your own revenue, and that's how you grow the business. In which case, ironically, when you have revenue, it's a lot easier to get a loan. And when you have revenue, you can pay accountants, you can file taxes, and it makes it easier to get grants. So sales truly is the lifeblood of your business. I don't want you to be afraid of it. I don't want you to feel frustrated by it or traumatized by it. And so what I've done, here's what I'm going to do to help you. You say, well, Bruce, that's easy as you used to say, this is what you do. Yeah, I've been practicing for 15 years now. So here's what you do. Go to ineedsalessupport.com. If you're the type of person that really isn't a fan of sales, maybe you've been traumatized by sales, maybe you're frustrated by sales or the lack thereof, go to ineedsalessupport.com, register, and it's free. And so I've created a community to help support you on your growth as a business professional and entrepreneur, a place to ask questions, a place to hear best tips and practices, and we do a free training at least once a month. At least. want to make this a no-brainer for you. So if you're tired of struggling to create revenue for your business, you're not sure what to do about it, and maybe ironically, you're like, man, I don't have any money to pay anyone to do something about it. Join the sales support group today. That's it. That's simple. I'm committed to adding value in each and every opportunity I can. So leave a comment and say, hey, what questions do you have about sales? Where are you struggling? Where are you trying to improve your business? And we'll make a video just for you. Until then, remember, one new skill will change your life.